guys, Mark Ferrasci, ProTech Dog Training. Got Red with me today. He's the only dog with me because I want to get out and give him a good saturation of environment. And you've heard me talking about being awareness of environment being the key, because now I can take dog days that are like a Wednesday, a little off day that might have less foot traffic, or today is a high foot traffic day. Why? It's the holiday, right? That means everybody's off and everybody's doing something, right? So I just got back from Tractor Supply. They were pretty busy. And I'm now headed down to Home Depot, okay? So the idea here is that every environment changes with the days of the week and the time of the day, et cetera, et cetera. Or maybe if there's a fair, some kind of big event, I could go out to that. Would be a mass amount of foot traffic, right? But in this case, we're taking Red out because he has a little bit of a fear being going on. He doesn't like being approached by people, okay? Every dog is different. He's a hound dog. He's a Rhodesian Ridgeback. He is not a Shepherd. He's not a Malinois. He's about 8, 9 months old right now. They develop differently, and every dog is an individual, right? So I want to saturate him and get him through this fear beam, right? Will I get him through it? That is decided upon the hard work that I put into it, the knowledge and my gut feeling of training, and I feel confident that I can get a lot of dogs through this sort of thing. I was telling the other day, we went out and we took Red out and we tested him for protection. And he actually had the decoy walked in on him, had his apron on, and he just came up with a kind of very assertive nature. He didn't do anything wrong. And Red went, "What the hell's going on?" He flighted, right? Well, right away, a lot of people make judgments based on a dog's behavior like that, and they said, that dog's not going to qualify, he ain't going to be protected, he ain't going to do nothing, and they just quit. They don't even try, okay? Now, I told the story to this guy, and I'll tell the story to you. When I was a kid working at ProTrain in Oakland, we had a lot of dogs that were weak, that were insecure, that were less than you would really want of a true protection dog. But there's a 0 to 10 scale, right? Every dog is different. A lot of people don't need a dog with so much aggression that he's over the top, because that's too much dog for them. How many times have you heard that, right? A dog that might go to the street and be a police dog may be way too much for somebody's environment that they want at their home and their family. Every dog is different. Every customer is different, right? So my goal is to get a dog to be as strong as he can be. It doesn't matter if he's weak. What matters is that I am a good enough trainer to get him through the development, to get him to a stage where at the least he will give a good bark and a good show of aggression and learn to be protective of home and family. In other words, hit those fences, hit those doors. A deterrent factor, right? If I can give him customers even that, they've got a lot more than they would have had if the trainer would have just gave up on him and said, that dog doesn't qualify. And it's a state of affairs in our industry right now that we're getting all these dogs imported over from Europe. You have huge communities of these the decoy. How do I say? There's a whole thing I've got in my head in regards to what's happening to our industry right now. The instant gratification, the kid that goes out and takes one dog out, he's got a dog about a year and a half old, and he's starting to learn and grow with his club, and he starts going towards PSA certification. They get certification to come in. The guys show up on the weekend. They got 3 days of catching dogs. They put the hard work in and they learn to catch a dog in the relationship to what they got going on in the criteria in their club. Now they've got an asset in their club. They've got a decoy that's going to learn and grow and go from that stage and grow past that. The problem is that you have this culture of the decoy. That's the word I was looking for. The day and age of the culture of the decoy. It's happening at PSA. Now you got this new street league. And these kids are going out there and they're getting a suit, they're paying the money for it, and they're having fun catching some strong dogs. These strong dogs are coming over from Europe. And they go poof to, I'm a trainer. The instant gratification, and they hang a shingle out and they say, I'm a trainer. They're so far from being a professional trainer, it's not even funny. They know how to catch a dog. That does not make them a trainer. A trainer is a person that understands enough about animal behavior to be able to do counter conditioning, to be able to solve neuroses, to understand many different breeds, not just one breed. Not because the breeds they're hanging around out in those clubs are usually Malinois, Connie Corsos, all the strong dogs, right? All the herding class of dogs, and a few off breeds, but most of them are pretty strong, right? So now you have the general public. The general public comes at you, they don't have a clue, and 90% of the time they've got a dog that they've missed the development period, that you've got to recover that dog, if you can. You've got to try to take a weak dog and make him stronger. You've got to educate that customer that doesn't have a clue. And you've got to try to plant the seeds and see if you can get them to be interested in what you're interested in. That customer may have no need for it at all or any want. His lifestyle or her lifestyle, their lifestyle may be such that they could give a diddly squat about what I'm into, right? And so you have to understand that there's such a huge world in dog training that our job is to educate, to teach, and to fix dogs that may have a neurosis, may have some kind of behavioral problems. And a lot of times these behavioral problems are because they're food, they're not socialized, and they're not environmentally sound, so they're afraid of everything. There's all kinds of things that you will have come at you. You have no idea the multitude, the myriad of mental neuroses caused by the owners and what they create and how they treat that dog, right? So being able to hone in on that and work with that customer and educate that customer and recover the dog if he needs to be recovered and get the dog to grow. It doesn't matter what level the dog is at. If you're a good trainer, you can get that dog to grow, okay? And to overcome it. But you don't know until you put the work in. So it really irritates me when I have people that come at me and say, well, that dog don't, and they sat there and laughed me off the field. They thought it was the funniest thing on God's green earth. They thought it was funnier than hell. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, and I know you're probably watching this video, you will find out. I will overcome that, and that dog in 6 months will probably kick your ass and take some names. Then you're going to be looking at me going, oh, right? I have a lot more respect, a lot more admiration for a trainer that is a true trainer that understands how to fix a dog, to create strength out of weakness, to be able to bring a dog from whatever level he's at and to get him to grow. Doesn't matter what level he is. I don't have to have a monster, right? I enjoy that. I'm breeding my Dutch Shepherds. My dogs are pretty strong because that's what I get into. But the general public doesn't have a clue. And they're going to bring all kinds of neuroses to you with a multitude of things that this dog be doing caused by that person, by that environment that those people give with their environment caused by their lifestyles, right? So, again, I have a lot more respect for a trainer that understands how to help and how to educate and how to teach, and not one that's just so set in his ways and says, that's a good dog and that's a bad dog. There are no bad dogs. As far as I'm concerned, every dog is a good dog if you're willing to put the time in, right? And it just takes work. It takes developing that dog. So there's the end of my little rant today. We're down at Home Depot now with Red. Red's going on an outing with me all day long. We're going to be going to a bunch of different places. I'll have him at the park. It's his day. It's Red's day. We're going to go out and put a lot of environmental saturation on him and just get him to grow. He's at that, I sense it. He's at that spot that if I put the work in, this dog is going to change, develop properly, fine. There's no problem. And I can't wait to show these laughing hyenas that were on the field. I can't wait to show them what I'm talking about. It just takes work. It takes time. It could take me 6 months of hard work putting into that animal. And then I'm going to say, see, I told you so. Watch. All right, I thank you very much. Mark Ferrasci, ProTech Dog Trainer. Never discount the dog. That's why so many people trade in a dog and end up saying the dog won't qualify and they give them to another owner and the other owner kicks ass. 8 months later, a year and a half goes by and that dog's a monster. And they go, wow! And then they regret giving that dog up. Happens all the time. Happens all the time, guys. All right, let me let you go. I got to find a parking place and get out there with Red in this nice, big, busy parking lot. I love it. Thank you much. Have a good day.